Today on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. They already have the information, so why are you stopping it now? This is what I find is so stupid with Congress and the government. You guys move so slow. What up? It's your boy Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, I got a huge show set up for you guys. I don't know how I'm going to fit everything in, but you know I got you. All right, I got two lead stories. We're going to talk about Jay-Z rumors, huge Jay-Z rumors. Then we're going to talk about Wendy Williams. Then we're going to jump into quick news. We're going to talk about a TikTok ban, Kim Kardashian and Bianca spotted together, Donald Trump and Joe Biden, Shaggy, Shannon, Sharpe, and Beyoncé dropping new visuals. Then I got question of the day, which is, which app do you use most? And then we're going to close out the show with sports news. Costo is selling some basketballs for $8,000. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, devices, and your radios up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Journalist set to interview Jay-Z's alleged mistress before she died wants the rapper to be investigated in connection to her death. He's evil to the core. All right. Before I start talking about this, I just want to preface it with saying that these are rumors, okay? This is a story about Jay-Z, and there's some alleged allegations like that's been going on with Diddy. Before I talk more about it, I have been hearing these things for about a month and a half now, but they've been on like sites and YouTube pages that are kind of very like low key, you know, those kind of like just those home people, right? Now this is surfacing on a pretty reputable site, Neighborhood Hood Talk. Just Hilarious gets her news from there, from the Breakfast Club. And there's a couple of people I've heard reference this site. So it's not CNN certified, but it's definitely not like, some dude in his house just talking some ish. So like I said, this has been rumbling on the internet saying that Jay-Z is, about to be exposed, kind of like how Diddy was, because he's seen what has happened to Diddy. He's paying a lot of people off before, for example, like Cassidy's case with Diddy, how it went public and he paid her off in 24 hours, $30 million. So Jay-Z is trying to avoid things like that. Apparently, that's what's going on in the streets. That's the word in the streets. But now that Neighborhood Hood Talk posted this, I felt like I felt a little bit more comfortable to talk about it, but it's still just big rumors. Okay, so the tweet was, it's only a matter of time before spirit cooking Jay-Z is exposed like Diddy. There's a reason Kanye said Jay got murderers. I would know. He's evil to the core. I pray there's justice for Kathy White one day. Okay, so that was the statement. This is so that's what she tweeted. Here was her statement from Liz. Diddy, who hung out with Jay-Z when he was with Cassie, has also been accused of getting rid of ex-girlfriend Kim Porter, who also died under suspicious circumstances. Kim's baby daddy, Al B. Sure, has suggested she was murdered, according to Radar. Okay, so just to make it clear, this reporter, Liz, is just referencing Diddy and Jay-Z hanging out, saying that Diddy hasn't been charged for this, but there's speculations and allegations that Diddy was involved in his, I don't think he's ever married to Kim Porter, but his baby mama that he's had, I think 3 kids with, it was speculated that Diddy had something to do with her death. I'm getting confused with the whole Jay-Z and Diddy thing, but it will all make sense. Just stick with me. Okay, so she is just referencing Diddy being accused of being involved in Kim Porter's death, and Kim Porter is Diddy's baby mama. Okay, so back to the statement here. Jaguar Wright has also said she absolutely believes without hesitation Diddy had something to do with Kim's death. Okay, we're still on Diddy. Furthermore, Jaguar has also claimed that Jay-Z is worse than Diddy. So that's why they're referencing Diddy, because Diddy has been exposed for the past 3 or 4 months. So she's just saying the same people that's accusing and saying things of Diddy, of the allegations with Cassie and the allegations now with Kim Porter's death. This is the same person that's saying something about Jay-Z. Okay. Sean Carter, Jay-Z, is worse. He's smarter, Jaguar said. according to the Petty Show, which also covered my tweets exposing Jay-Z and the truth about Kathy. Okay, so I know that might be a little bit confusing, but just stick with me. Here's a report. Everything will tie in and make a little bit more sense. Okay. A journalist who was set to interview Jay-Z's alleged mistress has turned to the public to look into a staged circumstance surrounding her 2011 death. Liz Crokin, a journalist who used to work at the Star magazine, was preparing to write a tell-all about Jay-Z's alleged mistress, Kathy White, in August of 2011. Kathy Lee had allegedly been caught creeping with Jay-Z in 2010, and the rumors were spreading like wildfire. According to Liz, Kathy initially told her that she didn't know Jay-Z and had never partied with him, but after Liz confronted Kathy with pictures of her, Jay-Z, and Diddy at Tao nightclub in Vegas, Kathy said she would consider going public with her story. Okay, so again, Liz, the journalist, Kathy White is the alleged person that had Jay-Z's alleged mistress. So Liz had pictures of Kathy, Jay-Z, and Diddy. Liz went to Kathy and said, hey, the word is on the streets that you're Jay-Z's mistress. I want to do a story with you. Kathy said to Liz, hey, I don't know what you're talking about. She showed her the picture. She said, I know what's going on. I'm going to put this out, but I would love for you to speak on it. So then Kathy was like, all right, I will speak on it. So she was about Kathy, Jay-Z's alleged mistress, was going to go public with Liz from Star magazine in 2011. Okay. That story never happened. Why? Liz says days later, when she tried to reach out to Kathy, she was informed by her colleague that Kathy died. Liz says she strongly feels that Kathy was murdered and did not suffer a brain aneurysm like her autopsy report said. I find it highly suspicious that a seemingly healthy 28-year-old woman would drop dead from a brain aneurysm, Liz wrote. Okay, it continues. I hope you all are still following me now. Liz says sources came forward and told her that Kathy had revealed her plans to go public to Jay-Z about the alleged affair. Okay, so I'm sure you guys get that. Now Kathy is about to go public. She goes to Jay-Z and says, Jay, I'm about to go public with the affair that we were having. Liz says days after learning about Kathy's death, Beyoncé announced her pregnancy with Blue Ivy at the 2011 VMAs. Liz says it would have been a PR nightmare for Beyoncé and Jay-Z if Kathy did a tell-all around the time they had crafted her over-the-top pregnancy announcement. Kathy was good friends with Claudia Jordan. By the way, Claudia Jordan is another reputable person. Claudia Jordan was in running with Jess Hilarious to be on The Breakfast Club. So Kathy, who's good friends with Claudia Jordan, Kathy is Jay-Z's alleged mistress. According to Liz, media outlets during the time alleged that Claudia Jordan was convinced that an A-plus list rapper had her friend killed. Liz hopes that Jay-Z will suffer the same fate as Diddy, who is currently facing several lawsuits, alleged shooting, drugging, and other sexual assault allegations and more. It's only a matter of time before spirit cooking Jay-Z is exposed like Diddy. I pray there will be justice for Kathy White one day. Wow, that is crazy, man. Like, this is nuts. Like I told you guys at the beginning, it's a lot. It is all a lot of rumors. Liz is a reporter. I don't know where she's working at now, but I do remember Star Magazine back in the day. Like I said, Claudia Jordan is still out here. She is reputable. She was, like I told you, she was in the running to be on The Breakfast Club. Kathy, who has obviously passed away in 2011, said all these things. There are records of it. We don't know if she really did go to Jay-Z. We don't know if the story is true. But like I said, I wanted to report on it because I've been hearing this like a couple of weeks after all of Diddy's allegations came out. And now with this being on a reputable site, I feel like it only might be a matter of time that if these stories are true, that it might start coming up. Because if Jay-Z is paying people off or settling civil suits quietly, I mean, there's only so many civil suits you could pay off before you run out of money. And that's where things start getting exposed. That's kind of like what happened to Diddy. people were talking about this a couple of months before Cassie came out. And I guess, Diddy tried to call Cassie's bluff and didn't pay her. She came out. Everybody believed her. He lost all his deals. He ended up paying her 24 hours later. So let's see if something like this will happen to Jay-Z. If you have skeletons in your closet, there will be a time where you run out of money. You cannot keep paying off people that have these stories. So I'll keep an eye on it. I will let you guys know, but don't be shocked if you start hearing some allegations, some serious allegations being reported on some major newscasts about Jay-Z. Yeah, I mean, I want to kind of hold my feelings out of it, and because I'm a big Jay-Z fan, so you want to hope from a fan point of view that these stories are not true and these allegations aren't true. But on the other side, like what I talked about with Diddy, if there are victims here and people that have been hurt, you got to take the love for the artist and the craft of what they've given to us in the entertainment industry, and then of course you have to care for the victim. So it's like that if cases of every celebrity. So just want to put you guys on notice, man. You guys might start hearing some allegations coming out for Jay-Z like there is of Diddy. Be prepared. All right, now in our second lead story, Wendy Williams' ex-husband Kevin Hunter is reportedly seeking 2 years of missed divorce payments from Wendy Williams' guardianship. All right, before I get into the story, just want to preface to catch everybody up if you've missed it. Wendy Williams, talk show host, okay, we all know Wendy Williams, but Wendy Williams had her documentary come out 2 weeks ago. Apparent, quote unquote, trying to bring light to alcohol-induced dementia. And, there's been she's been in the news every day since then, that the documentary wasn't really her trying to bring light to dementia, because there's no such thing as alcohol-induced dementia. This was just her team trying to exploit her. It's her team trying to take advantage of her. If anybody watched the documentary, it's really hard to even watch the documentary to see somebody that has dementia or on the verge, I don't know if you could say on the verge of having dementia, but she's well enough to have a conversation, but mid-sentence, she could forget what she said or forget who she is. And it's just very kind of cringy. So people were like, why are you even putting this out? And it's really people just, how it seems, it's really people just taking advantage of Wendy and trying to get as much money as they can before, things get worse with her. So Kevin, her ex-husband, is just the latest person out here, it seems, trying to take advantage of Wendy. But on the flip side, he did divorce Wendy. Wendy was the breadwinner in the family, and he did have a divorce settlement. I know it sounds weird to, mainstream, people, because most of the time it's the reverse, where a woman gets, divorce payments and alimony and stuff. So I know it sounds a little quote unquote weird, but hey, we're in 2024. And, if there's a woman who's a breadwinner, then yes, a man does get divorce payments. So you have to see it both sides. Anyways, here is what Kevin had to say. I rely on the severance pay for my living expenses, and having been without this income for 23 months has affected me greatly. I would not have had to file this motion if the plaintiff did not stop my severance payments, and if the plaintiff would have signed the qualified domestic relations order for the AFTRA retirement plan. Kevin Hunter. So that's her ex-husband. I'll read a little bit of the report to you. According to court filings obtained by The Sun, Wendy Williams' ex-husband Kevin Hunter is seeking 2 years back payment from his divorce settlement. He's reportedly asking Wendy to sign documents related to her retirement plan. He claims the amount he is requesting was agreed to in his and Wendy's marital status agreement, and the payments ceased just before she was placed under guardianship in 2022. In the documents, Kevin said that their out-of-court mediation has failed, and that's why he's bringing this case before the court again. Kevin Lee reportedly told the court, I rely on the severance to pay for my living expenses, and having been without this income for 23 months has greatly affected me. I just read that already. And lastly, Kevin also asked the court to compel Wendy's team to hand over all the bank records from the date of dissolution of marriage until current. I don't know how I feel about this, man. I'm like, I feel really bad for Wendy. Like, it feels like she's being not pulled, but I feel like every person that's in her corner and that was on her team is literally just trying to just drain her from her money, man. I just feel bad. And Wendy is not in her right frame of mind to be dealing with this. And the guardianship does not look like they're in the right frame of mind to be dealing with this. It's just all around bad. I really feel bad for Wendy. I wish she would have put better things in place before this happened, but I guess you never planned for dementia or whatever it is that Wendy is going through. It's just really bad. Shout out to Wendy. Shout out to the no, not shout out to her team, but just I feel bad. I feel bad for Wendy. Everybody on her team is sucking her out for money. They're putting her on shows, on documentaries to try to make as much money as they can before she gets worse or maybe goes comatose or something. But Wendy does not look good. These documentaries are sad. What her ex-husband is doing is sad. What her team is doing is sad. I wish Kevin would just go out and make your own money and live your own life and do whatever you have to do. Like, I understand she's your ex-wife, and I understand that you have this divorce settlement, and I understand you trying to go after what is rightfully yours awarded in court. I get it, but like, she's sick. You know what I mean? Like, she is sick. So I just think if I was in that situation, that was my ex-wife, I would hope that if my wife was sick, I wouldn't be trying to drag her through court and cause more stress on her to try to get money. Like, money is not everything. It's not everything. And Kevin might be looking and saying, well, if her manager is trying to take all the money, or her lawyer is trying to take all the money, or this person is trying to take all the money, he might be looking and saying, well, you know what? I have this court appointed order. Let me try to get all the money before these people. And money isn't everything. Take it from somebody who has made a lot of money and lost a lot of money and made it back again. Like, it's not always cracked up to be. There's more to life than money. And I don't know, man. Just think about the karma. Just look at Wendy. Watch that documentary. Look at what this poor lady is going through, and then you let me know if you think money would be, something that you'd want to go after at a time like this. So Kevin is just not a good person in my books. That's just my 2 cents. All right, that's it for my 2 lead stories. This brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Breaking news. The U.S. House passes bill that forces TikTok to cut ties with its Chinese owner or be banned from the United States of America. Yo, I talked to you guys about this. I think it was last week when I told you that it was in Congress and they were looking to bring it to a vote. I told you guys that it would pass if they brought it to the floor, and it has passed today. It's with bipartisanship, actually, with a vote of 352 to 65. Only 65 people voted nay. So this is a bipartisan bill, and I have a little clip that I'll play for you guys, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
This particular bill ensures that ByteDance divests itself of the vast majority of the ownership of TikTok. Our intention is for TikTok to continue to operate, but not under the control of the Chinese Communist Party.
I don't know about y'all, but I don't want my information or nothing that I'm doing in the Chinese Communist government or the Chinese Communist whatever. Like, nah, man. I love TikTok and all, and I feel bad for the creators who are on that platform making money. Like I told you guys a couple of days ago, I have a lot of friends on there that do make money, and that's where most of their following is. So I would hate to see that app be banned from the US. And don't get it twisted. Like, this is the US, but we all know if that happens in the US, that it's going to happen in Canada and just start trickling all over the world. You don't want your information and videos and just all this information about you in the hands of the wrong person. The question I have, though, before I even read the story, I just remember I didn't even read the story to you guys, but the question I have is that what's taking you guys so long? Like, TikTok's been out here for years. Like, did you guys not know this as soon as they came out? Like, why do these things take 5 years? I think TikTok has, they said it was around 150 million or 100 and 75 million. Anyways, they have over 100 million subscribers. Don't they already have our information? Like, I just don't get it. Like, if you're trying to protect us from the information, why do you even let these apps come into Canada or the US to begin with? And then 5 or 6 years later, once they have all our information, then you want to pass a bill. This now Congress wants to play catch up, like 5 or 6. They already have everything. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Anyways, I'll read you guys a quick article. The House of Representatives has made a decisive move towards enacting a nationwide TikTok ban, passing legislation with a bipartisan vote of 352 to 65. The bill aims to remove the app from the U.S. stores unless it separates from its Chinese parent company, ByteDance. This significant majority reflects bipartisan concern over national security risks posted by TikTok, used by about 170 million Americans. Critics fear the Chinese government could use ByteDance to harvest U.S. users' data. What are your thoughts? So there you go. It's 170 million people. But I just don't get it. Like I said, critics fear the Chinese government could use ByteDance to harvest U.S. user data. But they already have our data. It's already done. There's 170 million people using TikTok. How many people are in the U.S.? Like, I don't know, 350 million. So you already have half of the Americans. The people who are on TikTok are already on TikTok. They already have the information. So why are you stopping it now? This is what I find is so stupid with Congress and the government. You guys move so slow. It should have been like, yo, we have 1 million people. We have 2 million people. Let's act now and pass this bill. There's 170 million people. No one knew was going on TikTok, man. They've plateaued already. Man, these government people, man. All right, this brings us to our second quick story. Kim Kardashian and Bianca spotted supporting Ye at his listening event. All right, this is actually a really quick story because there's not much to really talk about. Ye's ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, and his current wife, Bianca, were spotted side by side, showing him support at his latest listening event in San Francisco, California. I'm going to put up the video really quickly on my my YouTube page. It's Kim and Bianca kind of beside each other, listening to Kanye at his concert. His kids are there. What I find kind of like really funny about this story is like, it's not like they're like powwowing and looking like they're girlfriends. So like, they're both just in his box and Kim is there with Kanye's kids. So like, I get that, you know, it's nice, I guess, that they're in the vicinity of each other. But I mean, it's his wife and ex-wife, like they co-parent. So of course, you know, I don't picture Kim being like, I can never be around, I can never be seen with your ex-wife. I think with your current wife. I think more what would be newsworthy would be, you know, if they were like best friends or you know, like shopping together or like hanging out. But you know how it is. You know how the news cycle is. It's anything that has to do with Kim Kardashian or Kanye, they just got to feed it in. So whatever. It's not a big thing. I think that's my new thing lately. Like, even though there's news that's ridiculous, I'm actually still going to put it in quick news just to make fun of it. Although I'm just as bad for reporting it, but it's actually just funny to me that it's news that Kanye's ex-wife and wife are standing together in his booth watching his concert. Anyways, shout out to Kim, Bianca, and Kanye. All right, and our third quick story, President Joe Biden and Donald Trump win respective party primaries in battleground state of Georgia, making it the rematch that nobody wanted. All right, guys, so it's official. Joe Biden will be the official nominee for the Democratic Party. Donald Trump will be the official nominee for the Republican Party. I don't know, again, just like last segment with Kim and Kanye, I don't know why this is news because we all knew it was going to happen anyways. Nobody had a chance. Haley dropped out. Nikki Haley dropped out a couple of weeks ago. DeSantis, all of these people never stood a chance. And there was nobody running against Joe Biden. So the United States political system is hilarious to me. When you drill down, everybody in the Democratic Party, I shouldn't say everybody, but most people in the Democratic Party are not really excited about Joe Biden. A lot of the people in the U.S. on the Republican Party are not really excited about Donald Trump, but yet still they're both the nominees and they're both going to go back head to head. Like, it's just crazy how politics work to me. Anyways, I'll read to you guys a little bit of the story. President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump have won the respective primaries in the battleground state of Georgia. As of 9:30 p.m., 200,000 Democrats have voted for Joe Biden, and 300,000 voted for Donald Trump. So that's it, man. It's the battle everybody wants. It's the battle that nobody wants. But sadly, it's sad to say this, but it's going to be a very entertaining political run, because anytime Donald Trump is anywhere, you know it's entertaining. But so it's great for podcasters or content creators. We're going to have a ton of material, but politics is supposed to be boring. It's not supposed to be entertaining. Like, I just feel like when you watch Donald Trump, it's like literally watching like a reality show. You know, it's like, what is he going to say next? Like when the Oscars were on, like Donald Trump was literally tweeting like how normal people tweet, you know, like, this guy sucks. What are they doing? You know, when Joe Biden was at his State of the Union, he was like, look at old Sleepy Joe. Look at his hair. He's going bald. Like, he talks like how we talk. You know what I mean? And it's like, you're the former president of the United States of America. Like, the most powerful man in America shouldn't be tweeting about somebody being bald and their hairline like rolling back. Like, it's just, Donald Trump is crazy to me. Anyways, we're set up to watch the next, 6 or 8 months of pretty much the most entertaining reality show on TV. Unfortunately, these are the people who are going to be making the laws in the United States of America. So it shouldn't be anything funny at all, or it shouldn't feel like a sitcom or reality show, but that's what we're in for. So strap in. It's going to be a hell of a ride. All right, in our fourth quick story, Shaggy talks about how he got the voice many of his popular songs are sung in. All right, I know that's a really weird headline, but I have a video that explains it. Shaggy's singing voice on his biggest songs are not his real singing voice, and it's not his real speaking voice. Here's a video of him explaining it.
Yeah, one time, Mr. Lover, yeah.
But I got this voice by mocking drill instructors in the military. Because in the Marines, the drill instructors would go,
"Yeah, boy, drop and give it 20.
And I would mock them as a form of joking. I just sang that song in that voice.
All right, we picked this story because, we are on the radio now, CFQR600.com. So after this story, we're actually going to play some Shaggy music. But whatever, this is just in fun. Like, it's not really surprising. As a music lover, as somebody who's listened to a lot of reggae, I've heard a bunch of Shaggy music pre these songs with his quote unquote made up voice. So I always knew, that it was kind of like his voice, but kind of like intensified. But I never knew where it came from. So now we know. Anyways, that's it for this segment. Like I said, it was just a little bit of fun Shaggy trivia. All right, in our fifth quick story, congratulations to Shannon Sharpe for Club Shay Shay winning iHeartRadio Best Sports Podcast. Yo, shout out to Uncle Shay Shay. Yo, for all my loyal listeners out there, you know that I am the biggest Shannon Sharpe fan. He's a great guy. Loved him when he played on Denver. Loved him when he was on Undisputed with Skip, and love him on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. And of course, I love his podcast and YouTube channel, Club Shay Shay, and of course, Nightcap with Ocho Cinco. Everything he always does, I always try to promote on my show as a fellow podcaster myself. As for content creators out there, Shannon is leading the way. I know that he's a big celebrity, so you can't, put him in the same class of the rest of us, quote unquote, regular podcasters. But he still, what I love about Shannon is that he still is shining a light on the new wave of entertainment. Like I always say here, like Jake Paul having that fight with Mike Tyson, and even Kanye putting out his album, having a #1 song. I talked about that yesterday, doing it independently. Shannon Sharpe does have his job with First Take, but where he's making the most of his money and he's getting the most notoriety is in his independent platform. He owns Club Shay Shay. That's his show. He puts it on YouTube, just like how I put this show on YouTube. His show goes on podcast platforms, just like how the Trent Out Loud podcast is on podcast platforms. So we are equal when it comes to putting out shows on these platforms. And Shannon is elevating the podcast and the YouTube world for the rest of us. So I want to applaud him for that. Thank him for bringing attention to this side of the entertainment world, man. So that's why I always support Shannon Sharpe. And then him winning best sports podcast just solidifies it, right? I DM'd him. I'll put the picture up. I DM'd him, and I was upset that he didn't win best podcast. You know what I mean? He should have won not best sports podcast, because Club Shay Shay really does interviews. He did an interview with, of course, as we all know, Cat Williams, that had over 100 million views. Most recently, Steve Stout. He doesn't really have that many athletes, so I don't know while it's in the category of sports podcast. So I was mad. I was like, sports podcast, question mark, best podcast overall. And he wrote back, that's the target. He wrote at Trent Out Loud, that's the target for next year. So shout out to Shannon Sharpe, man. Like I said, man, that's Unc out here, man. Uncle Shannon Sharpe. He's doing it, representing for the independent podcasters and YouTubers out there. Congratulations on your award. You deserve it. Next year, it should be podcast of the year and not this sports podcast. Yo, Shannon Sharpe, best podcast out, period. All right, and our sixth and final quick story. This one is actually really quick. Beyoncé is trending out here. Cowboy Carter is trending after Beyoncé seemingly reveals the release of her next album. For those of you who are not seeing this picture, if you're not on my YouTube channel, go to my YouTube right now, Trent Out Loud. You'll see the picture. But for those of you who can't get to it, I'll describe it. It's a harness that you put on a horse, on the horseback where you sit. I think it's called a harness. And it has like this red, white, and blue ribbon, and it says Cowboy Carter. It's all dark around. There's no horse, but you just see the harness. And so now that's how powerful Beyoncé is, man. She just puts a picture of a harness and a little ribbon that says Cowboy Carter, and she's the number one trending subject in the US is Cowboy Carter. This is just crazy how powerful she is, man. A quick little story is, looks like Beyoncé has something on the way for y'all. She just dropped the visuals for Cowboy Carter, which seemingly look like it could be her next album. So I don't know if that's like the quote unquote name for her next album, because it is Renaissance Volume 2. But I don't know if, hold on. Renaissance Volume 1 was the dance album, but there was no name to the dance album. We just knew it was a dance album. So it was Renaissance Volume 1. And I assume this will be Renaissance Volume 2, and then there'll be Volume 3. So I don't know if this is kind of just like the quote unquote, the nickname for the album or whatever, but this is what Beyoncé does, man. She puts these little hints out, gets all of us talking in the entertainment industry, and gets us all excited. I am really looking forward to listening to this album, to seeing the rollout. Everything that Beyoncé does is really amazing. I don't know, I think I might be a small member of the Beehive lately. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I've always loved Beyoncé forever, but I feel like the Renaissance album and now this album, the rollout, I feel like I may be not an official member of the Beehive, but just a small little mini member of the Beehive, man. I feel like I'm getting a little obsessed with Beyoncé. I don't know. Anyways, shout out to Beyoncé. I love that song and I love this rollout, and I'm looking forward to listening to the album. All right, that brings us to question of the day. Ironically, we had the TikTok story, and I found a really fun question. Which app do you use most? All right, let's go to the comment section. Let's see how many people use TikTok that might be losing their TikTok in 6 months. All right, Tao_ wrote the Bible app. Manny Solo wrote Maps, because I don't know where I'm going most of the time. Mark X Way wrote Insta all day. Royce wrote Amazon. The van be on my block more than the ice cream truck. That's funny. That's funny. The Amazon van be on my block more than the ice cream truck. That's funny. Is there really Will wrote MySpace? Does the MySpace app still exist? I think that guy might be trolling. I don't think the MySpace app still exists. Really? I'll check that after. Lolo Banger wrote my banking app, because who keeps spending my money every time I go shopping? Huh? Because who keeps spending my money every time I go shopping? All right, she's just making a joke. Miss I Am Queen wrote Monopoly Go. I didn't even know that there was a Monopoly Go app. Curly Fest 1980 put the TikTok logo. Yo, Curly Fest, you got 6 more months, baby. Lori Hare wrote, Instagram has me in a chokehold. Bougie J put the YouTube logo, so YouTube app. Luxury Life Finesse put the Uber Eats app. Yo, that's a good one. That might make me change my mind. Then IG, YouTube. All right, so I think it's unanimously. Oh, somebody here wrote first one I've seen. Exandra Murray wrote Snapchat. It's the first one I've seen. Here, I'll read one more. Insta, y'all entertaining, funny, immoral, ignorant. You know you got everything. All right, last one. Nikki and Carla wrote, I evenly use YouTube, IG, and Facebook, and I try to avoid TikTok because it has my attention held hostage. All right, that was a good one. All right, so my answer is unanimously Instagram. Like, there's not even a shadow of a doubt. Like, I think my phone, I have this the tracking that tells me how long I'm on apps for a week, and Instagram, they told me it was like 8 or 9 hours a day. I mean, as a content creator, though, I have to be on Instagram. It's my job. You know what I mean? But when I saw that it was like 8 or 9 hours a day, I was shocked, man. But I am on Instagram heavy. If it's during the weekends and I'm really bored and I kind of like run out of stuff to look at on Instagram, I will go next on TikTok. TikTok can grab you, though, because you know, the videos and it's just like the format, it could hold you in, but it doesn't have enough information. Like, I'm an information guy. I don't necessarily need to go to social media for entertainment. I feel like when I want to be entertained, like I want to sit down on my couch and watch something, like I want to watch a scripted series, like if I want to get away. I really like the information on social media. I mean, hence why I have an entertainment and pop culture podcast. I like the information. I get off of Instagram, and TikTok I feel is just more entertaining. Snapchat, I'm on Snapchat too. I like Snapchat. I'm there, but that's more like, I don't think I have enough people in my circle on Snapchat. Like, my nephews and my niece are on there, so I'll talk to them on there. But I really feel like Snapchat is really like teenagers. So I felt if I had more people in my circle on Snapchat, I'd be there more. And you don't really get any. You can actually get some information because there's people that have channels, but I would say that like Snapchat is my third. But I am in notes a lot, though. I'm in my notes a lot. I really write a lot of stuff down, write a lot of stuff for the show down or whatever. So, and I'm never on Facebook. So I would say Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, notes, and then Uber Eats, because I do be Uber Eatsing a lot. All right, this brings us to sports news. I have actually a funny sports news. Costco is selling a basketball signed by some of the most iconic players. Listen to this. This Spalding basketball is hand-signed by all 4 of your favorite Los Angeles Lakers. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Jerry West, and Kobe Bryant have all left their mark on not only the franchise, but the entire NBA. Each legend has provided countless memories that you will never forget when this basketball is displayed in your home or office. So this is just weird, and they're selling it for $8,000. It's just weird that Costco, that's a wholesale retail chain, is selling a basketball. And I just like, is it a basketball or is it a bunch of basketballs? Like, I don't know if this is like, and it says special event, limited time offer while supplies last. So do they have a couple of them or do they just have one of them? Like, I mean, obviously it's not printed. It's not manufactured. It has their signatures on it. But anyways, any Laker fans out there, anybody that wants a basketball signed by Magic, Kareem, Shaquille, Kobe, or Jerry West, first of all, they said 4, and it's actually 5. And Jerry West was a player, so it's actually 5 players. If I'm not mistaken, Jerry West is the logo of the NBA logo. That man that's in the NBA logo is Jerry West. And there is a petition to actually change the logo to have Kobe Bryant in the logo. I would sign that. But anyways, any Laker fans out there, any NBA Laker fans out there, and if you have a Costco membership and you want to get a basketball signed by your favorite Lakers, head over to Costco now and pick this up for $8,000. This is crazy to me. Anyways, that's it for your boy, man. I'm out. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace! For more content, you could subscribe, download, or listen to the Trent Out Loud Podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts, or you could watch us on YouTube. Just search Trent Out Loud. For showtimes and updates, you could follow us on all social platforms at Trent Out Loud. Go to signupexpert.com/Trent. Once you sign up for all betting apps and get all your bonuses and get all your rewards, go to your app store and download BetStamp and use promo code TOL.